Elon Musk is having the worst week of his co-presidency, and in today's breaking news, he's being described as political poison, and they're saying the heat shield on his rocket is melting. Coming up next, I'll share who said that, have a breakdown of the disaster that is unfolding, and what it means to his co-president, Donald Trump. Let's jump right in with Morning Joe's report on the massive blow that Musk suffered last night after pouring millions into the Wisconsin Supreme Court race in favor of the Republican candidate. It was an election that he overdramatically said humanity's destiny rides on, and he just didn't lose. He lost big.
In a blow to President Trump and billionaire Elon Musk, the Democratic candidate for Wisconsin's Supreme Court, Susan Crawford, has defeated her conservative challenger, allowing liberals to maintain a narrow majority on the battleground state's highest court. Crawford, a circuit court judge, secured a 10-year term over Brad Schimmel, who was backed by both Trump and Musk. The outcome, a major setback for Musk, who spent $25 million and personally campaigned in the state in an effort to defeat Crawford.
Today, Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy. That's right. Our fair elections and our Supreme Court. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
The Trump White House says there's nothing to see here, but the Wall Street Journal editorial board says there is.
And also, Jonathan, didn't Elon Musk say just a couple days ago that Western civilization would rise or fall with this election?
He said humanity's destiny rides on that particular seat. So grand stakes. He was clearly willing to go all in, make this a referendum, and they lost.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's hard to understate what a massive victory this was for him and what a massive loss it was for Elon Musk. I mean, Elon Musk put himself front and center. I think it's safe to say after last night in Wisconsin, the heat shield has melted. It did not hold together coming back into Earth's atmosphere. And man, again, just think, Wisconsin, media-wise, it's a small state. He spent tens of millions of his own dollars handing out million-dollar checks. I mean, they went all in on this race and lost big.
If you talk privately to Republicans, they believe a lot of that was anti-Elon Musk. When he's out there jumping around on stage with a cheese head, nobody was buying that act. And they did feel like he stepped in with $20 million of his own money to try and buy that seat, and it backfired.
But wait, there's more. The loss isn't just a humiliating blow to Elon Musk. Donald Trump will also feel the loss. The man who up to now was Trump's top surrogate and funder is now being described as political poison. Have a listen, and on the other side, let's gloat a little over this anti-Elon turn of events.
A Republican candidate running in a swing state. You don't want Elon Musk anywhere near you. Yes, maybe you like the money, but you do not want his presence in your state. Why is that? Elon Musk, simply put, is an unpopular guy. He is political poison. Look in Wisconsin, his net favorable rating, minus 12 points, 12 points underwater. That is an even worse number when you look nationally. Look at that. It's minus 17 points. So if there's one big lesson to take away from Wisconsin is Elon Musk does not help Republicans when he shows up. If anything, the data suggests that he hurts them. Republicans, stay clear of Elon Musk if you want to win in a swing state, at least in terms of his physical appearance in your state.
Here's another interesting takeaway that shows the tide on Trumpism is turning.
All right, what did we see in terms of swings in Florida?
What do we see in the terms of swings in Florida? You know, we were talking about Florida 6, and you can see it here. The election margins in the U.S. House District, you know, Donald Trump won the 6 by 30 points. Last night, what did we see? We saw the Republican Randy Fine win by 14. That's a swing of 16 points. But that's not anywhere near the swing we saw in Florida 1. Look at that. Donald Trump won it by 37 points. The Republican won last night, but only by 15. That's a 22-point swing. We're talking about an average 19-point swing from the baseline back in 2024 in just a matter of 4 or 5 months. These are massive shifts. These are massive shifts to the left. Democrats really have to like this, even if the Republicans add it to their majority in terms of what this potentially means down the road. You take this type of swing, you put it on some swing districts, that's very good news for Democrats.
Now, all of us who have this certain political sickness over the last 24 hours, we're talking about Kansas, Harry. Why are we focused on Kansas?
Kansas is on my mind, and it's not just because I want to go home, Toto. Look at this. Kansas 4th District election margins. If you go back in time to 2017, what did we see? You know, you remember back in 2016, Donald Trump won the 4th District by 27 points. And then all of a sudden, this ruby red district, Ron Estes won in April of 2017, but just by 6. Ergo, a 21-point swing. Very similar to that average 19-point swing we saw in those deep red districts last night in Florida. And then you say, okay, this tells us something about the political environment going into 2018, where Republicans, of course, lost. And, of course, generally speaking, we look back, special elections and midterm results. If a party outperforms in a special election since 2005, 5 out of 5 times they won to win the U.S. House. Perhaps last night in Florida is a sign of things to come.
There are so many implications to this story. First, the democratic process prevailed over a billionaire madman, and that is worth celebrating. Musk spent over $20 million to buy the election, plus he paid out $2 million in a sweepstakes bribe to lure voters and still lost by 10%. That is very satisfying. And second, as MSNBC and CNN have pointed out, the anti-Musk movement is on. His weirdness is repelling the people in the middle, the swing voters, and I suspect we'll see less of him in the Oval Office and at Mar-a-Lago, and we will be spared from future episodes of Dancing with the Doge Star. And third, what are the implications for Donald Trump? If Musk's role is reduced as a result of his polarization, will he take some of that big money, influence, and technology with him? Let's hope so. I don't think Donald Trump cares about what happens to the Republican Party in 2028, but he does care what happens in the midterms because losses there would hurt his power in the second half of his term. So he desperately needs Elon's money because he desperately needs power. I'm Dan, thank you for watching, and now I want to know what you think, so please leave a comment below, and let's continue to occupy democracy together.